Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday the 15th of January. So Roy, if you're sitting there in front of the screen, as I believe you are every morning, according to your comment there, this is going to be partly for you this morning. But before I get on with looking at the euro dollar, let's just look at the news events today that are due out. There's not a great deal. One thing that it's not actually showing on, oh, there it is. The World Economic Forum at Davos is running today and all day and for the whole week. So we're here all week, as they say. It's the week a year that all the economists, etc., and members of the various economic aspects of and prime ministers and everyone else want to, and so a few pop stars generally are thrown in there for a good jolly. For meetings and their thoughts on where the how the economies are going. Anyway, great skiing. Right, moving on from that. Aside of that, then Eurogroup meetings. Well, they're there as well. Not a great deal of other content here today that we're going to see. We've got the Canadian wholesale sales, etc. But really, this is very low. Low content. What they haven't got here is the Bank of Canada's Outlook survey, which is due at 3:30 p.m. But really, most of that is by the by. And well, let's have a look at the euro then. To start with, someone Roy asked me to look at the euro a little bit more, and bearing in mind it's being chopped on some of the markets, and you're hearing me say a lot recently in terms of these markets. Yeah, I'm just sitting on my hands. Well, I am, because the markets aren't delivering basically for me. In other words, they're not giving me setups, and I'll continue to do so. Now, I'm the euro dollar has probably been my worst performing currency. Well, it was last year. Of all the majors, it's the worst performing for me in terms of setting up trades and actually running with. One thing I would say is, if you're looking to trade it, it seems to be like many of the markets, is it's getting some better moves in the afternoons. As rather than the mornings. The mornings are often chopping back, so if you're looking to trade it, maybe sort of 2 o'clock in the afternoons. Okay, just looking then at the euro US dollar then on the 4 hourlies then, and you can see it on the dailies here in terms of it's in a real old chop mode. It's continuing in this mode. 4 hourlies, you see a whole of last week there, between the weekly pivots. It's just been really sitting around its pivot there. You come down onto the hourlies. Is it any better? Is it doing anything? Well, it's a bit rangy, but the ranges are coming with key news, so it's not really helping us too much. Although the movements are, as I say, in the afternoon there's 1 o'clock, it started there, 1 o'clock, it started there, generally driven by, well, both of these had inflation data coming out from the US. We haven't got any of that today, so we'll see how things go. But it's no better a market, and in fact, as I say, for me, it performed worse than all the other markets in terms of the actual movements. And I mean, it's just as likely to snap you out of a position than anything else. But anyway, you see all the key moves through here all afternoons. Okay, non-farm payrolls back here last week. 3 o'clock in the afternoon there we saw a bit more of a proper move. Didn't really last, but the markets have shifted to afternoons at the moment, or the euro has for sure. Right, let's press on and look through. So there's nothing I'm looking there on the euro thinking want to be in that. As I did say last week though, with the consolidation around the lower, but it's not consolidating around the high, it's consolidating near, well, on a retrace here. There's a chance that it could roll back here. The probability of it continue within trend is lower when it does this sort of pattern and holds back here, but We'll see. We can't second guess it. I'm not in the trade any trades with it, and I looked last week for some swing trades, and I scratched my head largely. There was a lot of potential and nothing, no action. Anyway, we'll be looking this evening again, 7 o'clock this evening. There'll be a link available, and I'll be looking again this evening. Right. So the pound, same consolidation. You see last week's consolidation. Yes, we could have possibly traded some of the ranges here, but a lot of them are driven around news. There's the 1 o'clock bars here again. There's the news here. Same all the way through on a lot of these, and we just have to wait and be patient and let the market come to us rather than us trying to chase the market. The dollar yen, well, it's reacted. It did react last week off of the 50 MA, the monthly R1, etc. But it has had a reaction, but it's already this morning pushing back up here. It's just passed through its weekly pivot there. It's found support on the quarterly pivot last week. Very similar price action to the euro dollar, although it has, I say, sold off a little bit this morning for sure. It's trading this range. I missed it on Friday there. It sort of occurred quite late in the afternoon when it got close to it didn't actually set my alarm actually, but it got pretty close to it. I was looking backwards and forwards. Did run into its R1, but I never got a setting with it. It just literally well, it's about 3 o'clock there. Look, it just sort of rolled over. It's a bit too late for me to be taking day trades on a Friday, so well, missed that. And it has, or is, coming back with the original lows of the channel was over here. Now it looks like it's into its quarterly pivot there, potential, but at the moment selling towards that, but overall bigger scale of things still on that sort of chop or range. US dollar CAD, US dollar CAD chopping along here, very range bound here. Just again same old really. It's just inverted euro. We're not seeing much difference. There's nothing I can just literally say, well, okay, I'll take that at the moment. It is range bound. Maybe a breakout of this range. I'd like to at the moment I'd like to see it towards the upside as much as I'd set an alert down here waiting for the rollover. It just doesn't seem to be happening. Maybe now we'll get that push to the upside. Right. New Zealand dollar, it's very similar to the Aussie here. It's breaking out, same ranging type of trade, very similar to the euro, breaking to the downside at the moment. Who knows, we might see enough dollar strength coming through this week to get things really rolling and rollovers and a bit of a trend at least for a few days. Dollar Swissy, again, consolidation. So there's a lot of, as I say, sitting on hands, but you can't make the market do what you want to do. The euro yen is lower time frames. It's got some better movements. You can see there's some decent trends running through it for quite some periods here relatively. So if you're looking at sort of a pair that's a euro pair in particularly that's moving, the euro yen's actually has been drifting up quite nicely. As I've said that, of course, this current bar pulling away a little bit, but we may get a continuation of the drift here. It's from the 4-hourly perspective, it looks like here it's done there's a bull flag here, and it's riding the flag. Actually broken a trend there a bit early in terms of the trigger of that, but there may be scope as a continuation through this morning, running upwards. Probably one of the cleaner markets, like the euro pound, euro Aussie, euro CAD, just really just all sitting here in consolidation. The pound seems to be stretching its legs slightly more against likes of the Aussie, Canadian dollar, but even so, it's there's a lot of overlap on these markets and a lot of chop which you can't really see until you come down to the lower time frames. You see last week it's spent a lot of time coming back. There's the trend is up, so you've got to be looking at swinging with a decent stop, moving away. Okay, right, pound yen just pushing up at the moment, just continuing to push up at this stage. Right, okay, that's where we are there. Let me just press a few buttons here. Someone's struggling to get into my trading room this morning. Okay, sorry if you can hear the bells running. Right, so currency wise, I've not really got too much here at this stage. I've got to just wait, be patient. There may be opportunities as we run through into the afternoon sessions again, but news wise there's not a lot to drive things either, aside of course the economic forum, which God knows which way I mean, it's verbal. There's no specific times, there's nothing, it's just an open week. Right, so that's looking there. Quick look at the other markets then today, just switching across. So if you can't find things, don't worry, it's what happens. And gold picking up a little bit here. There is a sort of a slight suggestion that we will see more cuts in interest rates in the US again. That suggestion's pushed up. That's generally good for gold, but it's not really moving a lot of the markets particularly well. Anyway, gold pushing up here at this moment, really marginal, and of course the unease around in the Middle East not helping things at all, which is generally good for gold in terms of risk currency. Yeah, so at the moment just pushing up. Crude, looking at crude, you would expect this to be pushing up higher, but at the moment it's still sitting around, and I mean Friday closed back down again. Just it's sort of happening, but yeah, I mean the afternoons again, oil always best in the afternoons, but the chances are quite slim pickings often. US 500, the S&Ps, E-minis, well, we're still seeing this sort of consolidation around the highs here, just sort of running back into resistance, you can see here, but again, consolidation is the key word for a lot of these markets where they're going to run at the moment. There's nothing massive to drive these at this stage, and with this week it might just be another one of those sort of choppy old weeks. Anyway, I'm pretty much done here. As you can tell, it's there's for a trader, they're not the markets I want to see. Yeah, I know some people can't read email titles. It's a real struggle. Sorry, someone's put a note somewhere. Anyway, right. I don't know. FTSE, same old here. Sorry, I'm FTSE. It's not the FTSE at all. Just clicked on the wrong button. I wanted to go across to Bitcoin here. Beg your pardon. And Bitcoin's still off now. It's looks like the exchange traded fund news was all priced in, which we expected. And well, I was just checking to see what it did over the weekend. Not a lot is the answer there. So back to normal. Okay, right. I'll leave it there. I will catch you later. Take care. Bye for now. Cool.